just showed you that Best Buy had the best Blu-ray deals in town. Okay, so first up I got Blade, starring Wesley Snipes, who I think's out of prison now for tax evasion. Yeah, if you guys didn't know, Wesley Snipes didn't want to pay taxes, he went to prison. Anyway, that had nothing to do with really anything. Anyway, Blade was one of the pioneers of good comic book movies. This movie had balls, you know, it was rated R, it didn't hold back, and I think it was a great adaptation from the comic books. You know, it wasn't corny, it wasn't cheesy, it was well made, and there's just something about this movie that I think really paved the way for future movies like, you know, Batman Begins and The Dark Knight. And a lot of people don't give Blade the credit that it deserves, in my opinion. The next movie I got was Mean Streets, starring Robert De Niro and Harvey Keitel. I've never seen this movie. This was one of Scorsese's first movies in the 1970s. And I don't know how I've went all my life without watching this. I've heard it's kind of gritty, it's kind of raw. Anyway, I can't wait to check this out. If you guys have seen Mean Streets, what do you like better? Do you like Mean Streets or Taxi Driver more? I've heard some debate. Free, scumbag! I'm sorry, I don't even know what that was. Anyway, it's RoboCop on Blu-ray. I've went a long time without buying this, and I love the movie. It's one of my favorite dark comedies, and yes, RoboCop to me is a dark comedy. I mean, it's got so much humor in there that I don't think a lot of people can see the humor, but to me, I've always found it. And I'd buy that for $1. You know, if you guys wanted to take me into a warehouse and blow all my limbs off, I think I would like to become a RoboCop. You know, I get to eat baby food and kick a lot of ass. Okay, let's just keep going. The next movie I got is American Graffiti. This is kind of like the 1970s version of Dazed and Confused. You know, it's the last day of school, everyone's kind of coming to age, they don't know what they want to do with their lives, they're just trying to have one good night before they have to move on with their futures. And I love movies like that. I love coming to age stories where people are kind of like on that teeter-totter. They don't know which direction they're going to go in life. Hell, you know, I was in that direction 6 years ago and I'm still there. So, you know, if you are too, don't feel bad. This is directed by George Lucas, and I heard this is one of George Lucas's best films. I mean, what else do you really have to say that George Lucas did a good job on? You know, the prequels? Yeah, George Lucas's best movie is Attack of the Clones. Are you guys gonna kick my ass now? Okay. Last but not least, it's Footloose starring Kevin Bacon. Don't talk shit about the bacon, man. Footloose was one of those movies I remember seeing when I was a young guy, and it's one of my favorite musicals of all time because it's cheesy as hell, yeah, but it's got so many scenes in it. Okay, first of all, I'm a sucker for 1980s movies. There's just something about that mentality and the way people acted. I mean, everyone was kind of stereotypical and they were kind of douchey, and then you always had that one guy who wanted to be the tough guy who picked on people smaller than him, but he was kind of like, he had friends for some reason, but nowadays if that guy was really in existence, nobody would like him. What I'm trying to say is I would be Johnny from Karate Kid. Anyway, Footloose is a fun movie. I love the 1980s soundtrack to this movie. Never, never, never. That song, every time I go work out in the gym, I listen to it and I just start dancing, and then I break a beer bottle and I smoke a cigarette, and then I swing across a big warehouse. None of that's true at all, and none of that is true. But I imagine it, and then that's what counts. And I think that's enough about Footloose. Okay. By the way, did you guys ever notice that in all the Blade movies, all the vampires love techno music? Like, they just want to dance all night to techno music. You can't blame them, though. I mean... Alright, I'm going to tell you guys a little secret right now. A little secret I found out a few weeks ago. The best ice cream in town. That's right, it's a gas station, I know. But the ice cream there, man, it's so fresh, and it's cheap. You can fill up an entire cup. You put a little chocolate syrup on it, and you're in heaven. Where else are you gonna buy a 24-ounce, milky, creamy concoction that melts in your mouth for $1.50, okay? Nowhere. Gas station ice cream, it's on the rise. Look out for it in your cities. It's coming. Check it out. Don't be scared. The Dark Knight Rises has come. We've seen it. But there's a debate going on right now that I just have to, there's something I have to say about it. And so stay till the end of the video. I'm going to talk about my opinion on the end of The Dark Knight Rises and how I see it.